What is up, everyone? James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of the Devil's Battle Spot, where we're going on the Devil's Battle Spot with this fun QR code team of Raichu, Swampert, Ludicolo, Pelipper, Tapu Lele, and Aegislash. Should be a very fun time, especially since Mega Swampert was kind of new. It got released about a month or two ago, and it should be very fun, especially combined with Pelipper. With the Generation 7 giving Pelipper Drizzle, you are now able to basically bring Pelipper and Swampert together, and you can just Earthquake next to Pelipper, and you don't have to be like a Politoed where you have to protect or switch out right away. So you can just attack with Pelipper, get a Tailwind up, and Pelipper also helps with Mega Swampert's Grass type weakness. So I think this duo should be very fun, but we'll see how this goes. The team's a bit interesting itself. I'm not sure about some of these sets, but we'll see how this goes. 1431 rated player from Germany. Not exactly the greatest to kick things off, but hey, opposing Rain looks kind of viable. Toxapex, which kind of looks like my team can easily beat this team. The Goodra's a bit of a problem, but Mega Swampert should be able to handle it. The 4 Pokemon I think I want to bring would be Pelipper, Ludicolo, Tapu Lele, and Mega Swampert in the back. I think that's pretty solid. Raichu doesn't really do much. We do have like Fake Out obviously, but I do want to bring Tapu Lele because of the fact that Moonblast can hit the Goodra for a lot of damage, as well as the Psychic can knock out Toxapex, which could be pretty valuable. My priority is to get rid of Ludicolo. Once I get rid of Ludicolo, I should just be able to win the game with Swampert outright. Of course, I have to weaken Pelipper a bit, but otherwise, I think I should be good. Unless the Goodra carries Power Whip, which I do have to be careful about. So we're going to see Pelipper Kabutops lead, and that's absolutely great for me, because I get to lead my Pelipper plus Ludicolo. And I can just Tailwind up right here, and I think I have Fake Out. Unless I have Protect for some reason. Let me just double check. But I definitely want a Tailwind here because being faster than my opponent's Pokemon would be great. And I do have Fake Out, so I'll just Fake Out the Pelipper. Could be bad. There could be a Z move on Kabutops, but I don't mind losing Ludicolo because I still have my Swampert in the back to abuse the rain. Stone is just going to come out and target down the Pelipper. We will survive it for Focus Sash. Nice. And we will get a Tailwind up. So now we have 3 turns of Tailwind. And I don't want my opponent matching Tailwind. So I think I'm just going to go straight for the Pelipper with a double target. Gauge Rain won't pick up the knockout on Pelipper. I'm wondering if Hydro Vortex will, because I don't need my Z move in this game. I think I'll just double up the Pelipper, because I think Scald plus Hydro Vortex should definitely be able to pick up the knockout. Unless it's something weird like an AV Pelipper. But we'll see if that's actually the case. Gonna go for the Z move here. Will be the Hydro Vortex from Ludicolo, which actually I have not used before, so I'm actually kind of excited. I've always seen Kingdra in the Devil's Battle Spot use Hydro Vortex, but I never really seen Ludicolo because I usually just see Ludicolo still running the same items: Life Orb, Assault Vest, maybe even Grassian, but not Hydro Vortex. So let's see. Doesn't pick up the knockout on Pelipper as I suspected. Oh, goes for the Stone Edge into Ludicolo. Picks up the knockout. What? Okay. I forgot that Swift Swim would allow the Kabutops to outspeed me. But I did expect Stone Edge to KO Ludicolo first turn. That is kind of bad, actually. But I could bring out my Tapu Lele here, which I think I am going to bring out my Tapu Lele. Because the Life Orb Psychic threatens everything. I wonder if it's banded. Because it's not Life Orb Kabutops. It might be banded. And Tapu Lele under Tailwind should be able to outspeed the Kabutops. Kabutops isn't a very fast Pokemon naturally. And also Ludicolo is a big threat. If I can get rid of the Ludicolo, or damage it at least to put in my Swampert's range, I should be good. Get out my Tapu Lele here. Let's see what my opponent brings out. It's going to be the Goodra. So I could have actually just brought out my Swampert right away. Not the worst situation though. I can just fire off a Psychic into the Kabutops, as well as a Hurricane. I don't think Dazzling Gleam knocks out Kabutops, so I think I'll just fire for Psychic. It's guaranteed to be safe. A Goodra might have Sludge Bomb, but it can KO my Tapu Lele. It could KO my Pelipper, but I don't really need Pelipper at this point. A Psychic does pick up the knockout on Kabutops, which is nice. And we'll see what my opponent goes for. Hurricane will come out and target down this Goodra. So Goodra gets a crit. That's a nice damage stuff. Sludge Wave, are you kidding me? You're kidding me, right? That's bad, because I didn't expect Pelipper plus Tapu Lele to go down. It's leftovers Goodra. Okay, so maybe my opponent has like Toxapex in the back, I can win. But it's not looking that great right now. It's not looking that great right now. We do get Swampert in. It's Toxapex actually. Oh man, and my opponent brought Ludicolo. That's... Man, my opponent should have brought Ludicolo. I'll just Ice Punch the Goodra. And Psychic the Toxapex. Actually, Toxapex is a Pokemon that gets Wide Guard, so I do want... Ice Punch should definitely be able to knock out Goodra, since Mega Swampert has a decently high attack side. Goodra's defense isn't that great on the physical side. So Ice Punch should be able to knock out the Goodra, and Psychic should pick up the knock on Toxapex. As we're going to see the Baneful Bunker. That would have been fine, but I'm not risking my opponent knocking out my Tapu Lele here. As Ice Punch, I believe, should knock out the Goodra. Yep. So Goodra goes down. Great. And that should be the game, because Toxapex cannot beat Lele. Should not be able to survive. Maybe if it has Quick Claw, I guess. I'm just going to fire off Waterfalls and Psychics. Not going to Earthquake until I'm forced to Earthquake. And that should be the game. Unless the Toxapex has like a random item that's just like mind-blowing, like a Quick Claw. And this is low ladder, so that definitely could happen. Okay, nope, no Quick Claw. Waterfall into the Toxapex does a very small amount, but the Psychic will be able to pick up the knockout onto the Toxapex as Toxapex goes down, and we will win our first battle. So, very interesting team. Very interesting that well, Goodra was expected, Pelipper was expected, but yeah, the thing that wasn't expected was not bringing the Ludicolo. I guess... Yeah, because Ludicolo could have done a lot of work against my team, if you think about it. The fact that it has the stat Water moves, maybe my opponent was afraid of the Pelipper, but I don't know about that. We're going to find our next game. It should be very fun, but, oh man. Sun and Moon 2 came out. Well, the new Sun and Moon games, it's not Sun and Moon 2, it's Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I believe the games were confirmed to be... What was it? It wasn't a continuation. I think it was like an alternation. So, I actually have no idea what's going to be in the Sun and Moon. I didn't actually catch the direct live, but I did see the commercial for it. It was kind of a bit vague. But I cannot wait for it, as well as Pokken Tournament 2. As I said, I will be doing coverage for that, do not worry. Of course, I have to get a Switch first, but I should probably have a Switch before September, to be completely honest. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so as we get our next opponent, Oregon from Japan with a 1505 rating. Our rating's pretty low. It's probably because I haven't really done Bow's Double Spot in like a long time. As we find a team of Comfy, the Charjabug, Alola from Dugtrio, Pelipper, Como, and Tapu Koko. Very interesting team. No Mega Evolution either. So Raichu, actually just Swampert can destroy my opponent's team. Like, my opponent doesn't exactly have the solid answer to Swampert. And once I get Tailwind up, once I get Swift Swim up even, I just destroy. It might be Trick Room on the Comfy, because that is a viable option that my opponent can get, so that I do have to worry about. I think I'll just lead Swampert, Pelipper. Nah. Let's go Ludicolo plus Pelipper. Swampert in the back. I kind of like having Swampert in the end game, just because I want Ludicolo because of the fact that I don't want Swampert to get burned by like a Scald, which could have been very annoying. And I think I'll have my Raichu as the back Mon. I could have brought Tapu Lele, because Tapu Lele does match up decently well against my opponent's team. Psychic would hurt a lot onto my opponent, but I feel like I feel like Raichu's fine in this matchup because it can absorb electric attacks, and if my opponent does get Trick Room up and starts spamming electric attacks with like Charger Bug, I might be in some trouble. So I think Raichu's a better call, especially with the fake out pressure that I can exert to stall out the Trick Room. So let's see what my opponent is going to bring out. I'm pretty sure Comfey will lead. I'm not sure who else will lead. Maybe Pelipper. Dugtrio Charger Bug. No, I wasn't expecting it all. Charger Bug's ability does increase your ally's special attack. I'm pretty sure that's the only stat though, so I don't see a benefit. I believe Charger Bug gets Nuzzles, so I don't think staying in is the best call. I think I'm actually going to switch out Pelipper into Raichu. And just fake out the Dugtrio. I think that's the best call. I get to break a potential Dugtrio's Focus Sash. I save Ludicolo from a potential Nuzzle. I don't know if Charger Bug gets Electro Web. I'm pretty sure it would, since I believe Vikavolt does get Electro Web through Egg Move now. Thanks to Move Tutor. Not Move Tutor, Egg Moves. So, oh, Dugtrio protects, okay. Interesting, and let's see, a Nuzzle. Bug Bite. That's gonna actually hurt. That did some damage. That actually did a lot of damage. Okay. If I remember, Dugtrio, Alola form, and Raichu speed type, so I don't want to risk going for Encore on a potential speed type. Charger Bug most likely carry Near Violet, so I'm just going to Hydro Vortex and fake out the Dugtrio. I'm going to put both of these Pokemon into potential range of my Mega Swampert's Earthquake, which is kind of what I want. Dugtrio is actually going to hard switch out, and Como is going to appear, which I do not mind. But does Charger Bug protect? Nope. I doubt it carries Protect, actually. Fake Out's going to go into Como, and we're going to get a Hydro Vortex off, and this will be able to pick up a knockout onto the Charger Bug. I would think. I mean, Charger Bug isn't not a fully evolved Pokemon. Yes, like Pokemon such as Porygon 2 are bulky, but that's like Porygon 2. Charger Bug isn't exactly the bulkiest Pokemon, even with the Violets, so I'm hoping this rain boosted Hydro Vortex, that is Stab, can pick up the knockout onto his Charger Bug, which it does. So Charger Bug does go down. And now it's a 3-4 lead in my favor. Ludicolo is weakened. I probably want to Ice Beam the Como the next turn because I do want to weaken it. Oh, Comfey is going to come out. That's not good. Because that's the thing I really want to hit with the Hydro Pump. I wonder if Draining Kiss knocks me out at this range. Well, I'm going to go straight for all-out offense. We're going to get rid of this Comfey. We're going to try to get rid of this Comfey. Oh, it's Draining Kiss. Okay, it's not onto Raichu. Okay. Well, I don't think that would knock out Ludicolo by how little damage it did. Ah, we missed a Hydro Pump, really. We do get an accurate Thunder, though, because of the rain. So we're going to go for the Thunder here, as it does half to the Comfey. Nice. Clanging the Scales is going to come out. It's a special type attack move that lowers my opponent's defense. Oh. Ah, crit on Raichu. I don't know if that mattered. I guess it depends on the item. Raichu goes down as well as Ludicolo. I actually don't mind though, because I get a free switch into Pelipper plus my Swampert. And I think Swampert just wins the game anyway. So I'm going to go out into my Swampert plus my Pelipper. And I should be able to win just by clicking Earthquake and Wide Guard. Or just Hurricane. It's too bad we don't get the speed boost first turn. That's like the only thing with Swampert. You usually have to protect to get the speed boost. 2 turns of rain, so I'm feeling fine with just going for Hurricane plus the Earthquake. The reason for this is because I was thinking about going for Tailwind here, but I can knock out Como and just Tailwind the following turn if that really comes down to the case. So I feel like this is fine no matter what. As we will Mega Evolve with Swampert here. And hopefully we get a double knockout, because I think this Earthquake should be able to knock out this Comfey, but who knows. Helping Hand. Oh, that's scary. That is actually scary, but I think both my Pokemon would live it, unless it's Specs. I do have to Sash on Pelipper for a guarantee, and Mega Swampert is pretty bulky. Earthquake gonna fire off onto the Comfey, and the Como does a pretty good amount, but does not come close. Ah, it's a 50% Healing Berry from the Comfey. That's not good. Papa Berry. But Pelipper is actually faster than Como. So Como will go down here. And now it's Dugtrio and the Comfey versus my Pelipper and my Swampert. And this Dugtrio is going to scare me. I don't know if it's like... Okay, I'm actually going to go for Waterfall in a Comfey, because I'm actually more worried about Comfey at this point in the game because of Trick Room. But would he really Trick Room when Rain's about to expire? Then Dugtrio would be faster. Actually, I think Earthquake is fine here as a play. And I'm actually going to Tailwind here, because if Dugtrio protects, then he'll be faster and can get Rock Slide flinches. Or Fissure, which was kind of the main thing I was worried about, because you don't know what kind of sets your opponents run. And Fissure was like one of my opponent's way out. But it looks like my opponent's just going to forfeit. And we will take the second game. So not the most exciting episode, to be honest. But they have been pretty quick games, so maybe I can squeeze in 4 games for today's episode. Hoping for the next battle to be a bit more special, though, because we haven't exactly found the hardest opponents. Also, I don't know. I really want to get like Swampert in on the sweep. I really do want to get Swampert to start sweeping. That's kind of what I want to do in today's episode with this team, as we find Scander from France with 1500 rating. So, with the team of Ninetales, Starmie, Garchomp, Salamence, Mimikyu, and the Decidueye. Okay, and Decidueye was released for the new Pokken tournament, by the way, so that is pretty cool. How do I want to handle this? What's really good is my Aegislash, because Aegislash kind of can wreck my opponent's team if played correctly. I don't think that's necessary for Caldo. I could just lead Raichu plus Ludicolo. Actually, I think I want to go Manual Rain, yeah. With Pelipper Swampert in the back. Aegislash kind of seemed good, but the problem was Tectonic Rage Garchomp is something that can destroy Aegislash. Ghost Z on Mimikyu potentially. And the fact that Ninetales can carry Encore, so not exactly the best options for me to bring Aegislash, but it would have been fun. It would have been fun to see. Raichu Ludicolo will take the field. I will probably just fake out and Rain Dance, to be honest, as Garchomp Salamence is going to take the field. Okay, so my opponent shouldn't be able to knock out Raichu or my Ludicolo unless you're banded Poison Jab or Outrage. So I am just going to Rain Dance here with my Raichu, since I do have the option to Rain Dance. And I will just fake out the Salamence, because I'm more worried about like a Mega Salamence, or the fact that it could have like Supersonic Sky Strike. Probably not. I'm pretty sure it would be the Mega Evolution of this team. We actually haven't seen a Mega Evolution, so I kind of forgot they exist, even though I've been using like Mega Swampert. So we'll see here. Salamence is going to Mega Evolve, which means it should be... Okay, that is Mega Salamence, so... should be carrying a flying type move, so I'm glad I go for the fake out here. And Garchomp can't hit my Raichu unless it goes for something that can break my air balloon. So fake out and Rain Dance will appear. So now we have the Rain Up. Let's see what this Garchomp goes for. It's very crucial here. As my opponent goes for Earthquake. Okay. Not exactly the best call. Of course, Ludicolo can take that with ease. Yeah, and Salamence flips. Oh, the Salamence is actually slower than the Garchomp. That's actually interesting. Maybe it's a Scarf Chomp then, or maybe it's a bulky Salamence. I'm gonna Rain Dance again. You might ask, why are you gonna go for Rain Dance again? It's because Ninetales is a very viable switch-in for my opponent, and I do want to keep my Ludicolo as fast as possible. So I will just go for the Rain Dance, as my opponent doesn't switch at all, decides just to stay in. Can Salamence take the Ice Beam? No, it can't. I mean, I have seen I think I've seen bulky... Maybe I'm thinking the wrong Pokemon, but I'm pretty sure Mega Salamence can live in Ice Beam if trained right. Ooh, Poison Jab coming out for my opponent. And luckily not picking up the Poison. Okay, that was kind of close. That was kind of close, but wouldn't have been too big of a deal. We got rid of my opponent's Mega, which is great. If Ninetales wants to come in, that's fine. Decidueye is actually going to come in. And I think I'm going to try to pick up my KO. Gonna go for Thunder into Decidueye, and I will just fire off a Hydro Vortex. I don't believe that my opponent gets any sort of priority. Poison Jab's interesting too. I wonder if it's like a Salt Vest, Garchomp, potentially. It's definitely not Scarf. That Salamence was really slow. Oh well, I will just weaken the Decidueye to put it into range of Hurricane or Ice Punch from my from my Mega Swampert or my Pelipper in the back. And once we pick up one more KO, oh, it gets priority. Okay, that's a bit different. We'll go for Thunder here into the Decidueye, and I think that should put in range of Ice Punch. Oh, that is bulky. We do get the paralysis though, which is pretty nice. As the Garchomp, I'm gonna fire off a Poison Jab here into the Raichu. Raichu should be able to take that. Gets the poison, which makes that a guarantee to a KO. But I can just bring up my Swampert and click Ice Punch into the Garchomp and Encore the Decidueye. Because I'm not really worried about Ice Punch. I mean, I'm not really worried about something such as a Sucker Punch. I'm only worried about a Grass type move. And the Z move from Decidueye, unless it's carrying a random Bloom Doom. But this specific Decidueye Z move is a Ghost type move. So it shouldn't affect my Swampert. At least I hope I'm correct with this. I'm pretty sure it is. But Mega Evolve with our Swampert here. And Ice Punch should be able to pick up the knock on Garchomp. Unless it's carrying like a Focus Sash or Yachi Berry, and I will gladly Encore the Decidueye if necessary, as Ice Punch is going to go off into the Garchomp and pick up that knockout. So Garchomp is going to go down. It's a 2v1, as we do get an Encore onto the Decidueye. Nice. So it can only go for Sucker Punch now, and yeah, you can't Sucker Punch the first turn because it has to go before your opponent attacks. So let's see what my opponent's last Pokemon is. Ninetales is still going to be a bit of a scary Pokemon to deal with, to be completely honest. But we'll see if it is the last Pokemon my opponent did bring it up. Ninetales is going to come out, so that is going to summon. Hell, no it's not. No it is not. Okay, I'm going to save my Raichu then. I'm going to go on to my Pelipper and just Waterfall the Ninetales slap. The only way this Ninetales can actually beat me is by Free Strike. Oh, if it's Scarf Ninetales, this could be bad though. If it is Scarf, it could actually be bad. Sucker Punch is going to go on to Swampert. Okay, it's not Scarf. Or maybe it's Slow Scarf, but a Waterfall actually just knocks out Ninetales, and that's going to be the game. As the rain does stop, and I will just retreat Pelipper back into my Raichu so I can Encore my opponent as well as reset my Weather. And Ice Punch to the Decidueye. So yeah, not the most exciting episode, but we are getting some fair games. And I think the rain mode is showing like it can sweep teams that are just not prepared for rain. So Ice Punch is going to go off into the Decidueye, and I should pick up the knockout. Yep. So the Decidueye goes down. Pretty cool. The last fighter remaining in the battle, as well as the Casper Pokemon Tournament. At least I think it will be the last character, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last character, because the menu is kind of full. I think they even got rid of the random option. I don't think they would get rid of the random option, but I don't think I saw the random select Pokemon for the screen, so I have no idea. But we're going to do one more battle. 3 battles, 3 wins. To be honest, this is low ladder. We will climb into higher ladder later in the season, and then just have a lot of exciting battles. It should be really fun. Ooh, speaking of, this one should be a good one. 1811 from Japan should be a good one. Bring pretty standard team. We have Kangaskhan, the Tapu Fini, Cresselia, Heatran, Landorus variant, and Swampert. It's very, 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 very weak to it's very weak to rain, so I should just be able to lead Swampert plus Pelipper, have Tapu Lele, and Aegislash in the back, because I'm pretty sure what my opponent's going to do. 4 Pokemon my opponent's probably going to bring involve probably Kangaskhan, you have to, Cresselia, Tapu Fini, and then maybe a mix between Heatran and Fundus Varian. I don't really see you bring Landorus here. Like, I don't see your point to bring Landorus here. And what's good about this, basically, is I can Oko almost... Well, I can Oko the Fundus variant. At least I should be able to. I'm pretty sure Waterfall would be able to knock out. But I can definitely Oko the Heatran as well as the Landorus variant. And do a lot of damage with the Rain Boosted Waterfall. And I do have Aegislash in case my opponent decides to set up Trick Room, which should be a pretty solid option to have. As Kangaskhan Cresselia, very standard solid lead for my opponent. As we will lead our Pelipper plus our... Do I want to Mega Evolve? I'm pretty sure my opponent's just going to go for Trick Room right away. I'm actually just going to Waterfall the Kangaskhan, and I'm actually going to hard switch back into my Tapu Lele, because I'm pretty sure... I don't know if my opponent's going to go for Double Edge or not. But I will try to be cheeky with this Tapu Lele switching, because I think it makes sense. And I'm going to go for a Waterfall here, just to maybe 2 a KO Kangaskhan. And the reason why I didn't Mega Evolve is because regular Swampert will be slower than my opponent's Kangaskhan. Or they should be if my opponent has a Trick Room. If it's Icy Wind, I am going to cry. It is Fake Out into Tapu Lele slot. Okay, that's fair. And it does look like my opponent's... Actually, I can't confirm if it's a Trick Room. Oh, it's Calm Mind. If it's Calm Mind, that means it's not Trick Room. There's no way it should be Trick Room. Okay. I wish I had Toxic on Aegislash. That would help immensely. But I'm going to be forced to double protect here, I think. I can't let Kangaskhan do so much damage here. And this Tapu Lele, okay, this is why we brought Swampert. At least Swampert in the rain can do like 50% to Cresselia, so not the worst situation. I wonder if Kangaskhan protects here. I doubt it. But what's cool is once I get Swampert next to Aegislash, my opponent... Oh, we're going to see switch into Feeny? Yeah, Tapu Feeny. I could have just went for the Psychic. Maybe an Earthquake even. As the Misty Surge is going to activate. But I can start attacking the Cresselia now. And 2 Waterfall should be able to knock out Cresselia. So, but the problem is that Tapu Feeny's attacks are going to be sky high. Especially if it's Specs Feeny. That's going to be a bit of a problem. As we will protect our Swampert here. And protect our Tapu Lele here. As let's see what this Cresselia went for. Another Calm Mind would be bad. Psychic would be good. Yep, it goes for Psychic. That's great. And I will just fire off a Waterfall into the Cresselia, as well as, I think, just Moonblast to Tapu Fini, to be completely honest, because Moonblast should be maybe a 2 KO with the Life Orb. I was Life Orb, right? I actually don't remember. Waterfall is going to go into Cresselia. It's not a 2 KO, actually, but I can follow up with Dazzling Gleam afterward if I want to. So Moonblast is going to go off. Yep, it is a 2 KO. Looks like it would be Specs Fini. Doesn't get the special attack boost. We are just going to see a Calm Mind, though. Okay. So Calm Mind is going to fire off from the Cresselia. What does Tapu Fini go for? Going to go for a Muddy Water. Okay, this shouldn't knock out, even if it's Specs. Well, Swampert it shouldn't knock out, but Lele? That actually didn't look like Specs, to be completely honest. I'm just going to protect and Dazzling Gleam here, I think. I just want a Dazzling Gleam, because if it's Citrus Berry Cresselia, that's not so bad to deal with. But if it's like 50% Healing Berry Cresselia, that's actually pretty bad to deal with. So we'll just protect Swampert here. We are wasting rain turns, but I still have Pelipper in the back anyway. My opponent doesn't have ways to control weather. It looks like Dazzling Gleam does a good amount, puts the Cresselia in range where I need it to be. Unless it's Citrus. Maybe I should just Waterfall Moonblast it, like my gut told me to. He goes for Moonlight in Rain? Was not expecting that at all. I was expecting the Psychic. But then again, I guess it makes sense. Oh, Calm Mind. Cresselia is so annoying. Why don't we have Toxic on Aegislash? Okay, so Tapu Lele is going to go down. I think I'm forced to bring out Pelipper and go for a Hurricane into Tapu Fini. Try to pick up the knockout to Tapu Fini. And I think I have to go for a Waterfall Flinch at this point onto the Cresselia. I think that's my only win con. Yeah, this is the last turn of rain. So I'll Hurricane to Tapu Fini and Waterfall to Cresselia. Citrus Berry plus Moonlight. So Hurricane's gonna go off, fire off into Tapu Fini. That will pick up the knockout to Tapu Fini. Yes. As Cresselia actually does flinch. Fortunate for me, but the rain goes away at the worst possible timing. I should have Moonblast to Tapu Fini. I guess went for the Waterfall. Landorus Variant's gonna come out, which is an interesting switch. Not sure how I feel about that. I don't know if he's gonna go for a rock or a ground type move though. That's a bit unfortunate. I have to switch out Pelipper because I think I need to rain in the end game. So I will go into Landorus Variant here. I could have Wide Guard and switch out Swampert, I guess. But switching Swampert back in would be pretty bad. Landorus is going to protect. That could give me a window of opportunity. We do protect our Swampert. Moonlight is probably going to come out. Yeah. Very, very safe play from my opponent. And Mist disappears from the battlefield, which is alright. Gonna switch out Swampert. And oh, I do have a Z move on Aegislash. I do have Never Ending Nightmare, which I do have to go for on Cresselia. I actually didn't realize I was Z move. Oh, I kind of wish I knew that earlier. I would have sent out Aegislash turn 1. So Pelipper is going to bring out the Drizzle. This is my fault if I lose the battle because I didn't realize. Oh, it's Groundium Z. I should have doubled back out into Swampert. Z move is going to come out, which is going to be its Tectonic Rage going to be coming out, and then I'm guessing a Psychic. Yep. And I don't think Aegislash can live a Tectonic Rage from Landorus Variant. I mean, that's so much power. Yeah. And Psychic into the Pelipper. Well, I guess that there is one hope. I could Hurricane Confusion the Cresselia. I did not play that game well at all. I think what I needed to do was switch out Pelipper into... It was Calm Mind. I didn't expect Calm Mind. I was expecting Trick Room. Hurricane. Waterfall. Okay, yeah, Landorus doesn't protect, so Landorus is going down. So that's one step. I need the Confusion, though, and I need Cresselia to hit itself. Unless my opponent randomly targets down Swampert with the Psychic, it doesn't KO. But I'm pretty sure +2 Psychic will. Hurricane gonna go off. Let's get the Confusion. Let's see. We're rolling the dice here. Well, that's a start. That's a start. That is a start. Kangaskhan is going to come out. I think I'm just going to Scald and Waterfall. I don't think I can waste time I don't even have Protect on the Pelipper, so I can't even double Protect. Fake Out's going to go off. Target down the Pelipper. Okay. So I get to knock on Kangaskhan, and maybe my opponent hits himself again. I can come back in this game. Waterfall is going to go out into Kangaskhan, which will finish off the Kangaskhan. Let's see. Moonlight again. Okay, so I do get a chance because my opponent's still confused if my opponent doesn't snap out. Cresselia should be in range of 2 Waterfalls in the rain if I do have enough turns, which I should. I should have 2 turns left. Yes. So I need either Flinch or Cresselia to hit itself. Which isn't the worst of odds, because Waterfall's a 20% chance to flinch. We got it. Pokemon's such a competitive game sometimes, but we do get the Waterfall flinch. Unless I get a low roll here. I'm pretty sure Waterfall will pick up this KO, though. Yeah, that would be a good game to my opponent. So, yeah, they exactly played that one. I'm not exactly proud of how I played that one. I think... Okay, so basically... I should have looked at my set more because I didn't realize I was actually Ghost CMC on Aegislash. It kind of hit me after I didn't exactly bring the Aegislash until that point. So I actually didn't know about the Ghost Team Z on the Aegislash. I thought it was weakness policy, to be honest, which is the reason why I never brought out Aegislash in the beginning. But if that was the case, I should have just led Aegislash in the beginning. Well, not led, but switched out to it. Pelipper, I knew was probably going to be the fake out target, so I knew Lele was going to be safe. But I kind of thought maybe my opponent would just go for a fake out or a double edge. And I think that Lele was just safe play in case my opponent did, in the slightest a chance. I really doubt my opponent would, but fake out the Kangaskhan. So I get a waterfall off. Obviously, I'm expecting Trick Room Cresselia. So the Calm Mind variant really caught me off guard. And then once Cresselia just got to +2, I mean, my Aegislash wasn't going to do much anyway. So I had to go basically with my waterfall boosted by the rain and get those chances. And when you're playing rain, you're going to be facing chances such as Scald Burns, Ice Beam Freezes, Hurricane Confusions, and yeah, it's not very pretty, but we do take home 4 in today's episode. If you did like this episode, please leave a like down below to show your support for the Balanced Double Spot, as well as check out my other series down below, previous episodes down below. If you want to try out the QR code team, that is down below, as well as my social medias. And yeah, I will see you around in the next video.